They say the lighthouse keeper never left his post. Not for 20 years. Not until the night of the great storm, when he finally stepped out onto the gallery walkway and looked toward the sea. What he saw wasn't water. The ocean had receded hours ago, swallowed by rising fog that curled around the base of the tower like living smoke. But standing in the shallows were figures, dozens of them, wading through nothing but air, their faces turned upward toward his window. He'd seen photographs from earlier that week. News reports calling it a miracle. Fishermen hauling nets full of silver scales. Children claiming they could hear singing coming from beneath the waves. Scientists baffled by sonar readings showing movement where there should be only empty water. But the keeper knew better. He'd been keeping watch for decades, and he knew what lived in the dark between stars. That night, he climbed to the top of the tower, past the lantern room, into the small cupola that overlooked everything. And there they were, hundreds of them now, rising from the depths like bubbles breaking the surface. Their hands pressed against the glass below, reaching for something that wasn't there. He opened the heavy iron door and stepped out onto the gallery. The wind howled around him, but it didn't touch the figures in the water. They stood perfectly still, their faces illuminated by moonlight that shouldn't have been able to reach them through the fog. One of them turned its head toward him. And he saw eyes, human eyes, unmistakably human, that had never seen sunlight before. He raised his lantern and shone it into the crowd. The beam cut through the darkness, illuminating faces that wore expressions of pure recognition. Recognition as if they'd been waiting for him all along. The keeper understood then. They weren't trying to escape. They weren't attacking. They were calling. And he was finally listening.